All right, guys, we're on to the next phase of the Can Am X3 Max, trying to make this thing more capable for all season use, not just premium performance in the summer. We're going to try to show you what we're going to do in the next steps to make this better in the wintertime use and more utility, which most people don't think about in a machine like this because it's so performance oriented. I'm going to show you how we're going to try to make this more capable. Let's do this. So here we go, guys. Did you ever think you would see a Can Am Max 4-seater with a plow on the front? I'm going to show you guys what the process of installation is like on this KFI Poly 72-inch plow setup. Plus, we've got the KFI 5,500-pound assault winch and the hydraulic arm, which adjusts this thing to side, and we're going to kind of show you how this works. And we're going to show you some other mods we've done to this to get this ready for wintertime, and mods we already had done that are going to be amazing to add with this long machine, making it more capable in the snow. Next thing we did, guys, this is the Starknight windshield. This is a newer windshield they came out with. If you recall, this summer we did another glass windshield, which was actually a really good windshield for the money, but it had some deficiencies. One thing I didn't care about the last windshield was the width of the windshield. This windshield is 2 inches taller, specifically in this area, not down here. So when you're off-road and going up in some major cambered areas, we noticed that we were having to bend down inside because we couldn't see. Now we have a better viewing angle up here. Plus, if you notice, guys, we have 2 windshield wipers. Plus, check this out, we now have venting down below. Plus, I like how this tucks all in here. So that's a pretty slick setup. The other thing we installed are the Rock Blocks mud flaps for the trailing arm protection. These things, everything Rock Blocks makes, I swear, is just such a nice product, and this is no different. It got a really nice bracket here. It reuses some existing hardware location. You just bolt this up. It's even got a reinforcement plate behind it. The reason for this, if you don't have these on your Can Am, is for protection for when stuff kicks off the front wheels. Basically, when the wheels kick it up, it hits that and diverts it where it doesn't get into your rear brakes, rear suspension, because basically when you're off-road or in the snow winter, everything kicks up and gets blasted in this back area. I know people that have blown rear rims because rocks and stuff gets blasted up in there. This is nice because now it's going to divert it down, which is really nice, especially in the wintertime. The next thing we added, 2 pieces here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything like this. This is called the Tiger Tail, made by KFI. Amazing product, made in the United States, fully adjustable as far as height. And the purpose of this thing is, imagine someone gets stuck and you're off-roading. You now have a retractable strap to pull someone out. And what's cool is this thing is made where it self-retracts on itself and goes back in, and this just rehooks there. You can pull it off. They also provided the 2-inch receiver on the back of the Can Am, so you can pull this off. We can put a drop hitch on, put a small trailer if we want to maneuver, do stuff around the yard, landscaping trailer. But I think this is a really slick setup, and this will help us off-road next time. And how awesome is this, guys? Check that out. Made in the good old USA. So that's a nice feature. We got the Rock Blocks. The other thing, guys, we've talked about in many other videos, is the Box Tri Pro backup camera / dash cam. Is a really slick setup. And why I say this is slick with this, I've got an idea of taking the front facing camera, which we have right up here being blocked by this windshield wiper, taking that, and now if we wanted, maybe we could even put it over in the front area and watching our plow as we're coming up to stuff, because this thing is such a long machine. You'll kind of see that might help it have a little bit more utility purpose if you plan to put a plow up front. Let's just show how this thing works. So we installed the winch in and out cable here. By the way, look how awesome this works, guys. We got our windshield wiper, got one, and I like that this one windshield wiper can almost do the entire windshield, but then you have a second one for increased coverage. And I'm a big believer of 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And here is the dash cam And I'm going to show you guys. So there's your front facing cam, and then we've got all three. So what I envision is taking this camera here, and there's your rear facing, taking this front camera and doing more with it. Like, how awesome is that? Now watch, we'll lift the plow up. Now we can drop it down. That's gonna really help, I think, a lot when we're getting close, because look at the view I have here, guys. I can't see my plow, but I can see it up there. The next thing, here's the controller. There's a few different ways you can wire this up. We chose to do kind of the old school snowplow setup where we've got our in and out, so we can do our in and out control from the dash, or I can hit this, hit it right here, and then I can hit this button, and now you see we're maneuvering it sideways. We can go left to right. Okay, how cool is that? Very cool. This is gonna be a really nice feature, and what's nice is in the off season, where my friend George installed this, is the wire for this plug. We don't have to keep this plugged in all the time. I really only want this hand controller for wintertime use with the front plow. We thought about putting another switch up here, but the problem is when you have multiple switches, I'd be having to hit this one and that one, or we can just do it in one switch. Whereas in the summertime, having the winch cable set up here is actually going to be better, and then we cover this up and we're done. Now, onto the topic of this window. We actually open this thing right here, and I'm going to show you guys something. Opens up. How cool is that? This is going to be a phenomenal feature in the summertime because these Can Ams run really hot, but in the wintertime now, we're going to want to keep that closed, keep the heat in there. We're going to be having some more videos coming soon. We're trying to figure out now what upper doors we're going to run on this configuration. But right now, we are super stoked to have the KFI Pro Poly, and this is 72-inch wide model, made in America. And what I like about this setup is this has got the plow mount up front, but if you notice this bracket right here, this bracket hangs down. It's got these little tabs here. If you're not into extreme off-road use, you could actually leave this bracket on. But in the summertime, my plan is actually to remove that, and then I will have no different than a standard winch mount on the front of our Can Am. Plus, the other cool thing about this Can Am mount, look at this bracing behind here. That thing is thick. That's gonna stiff it up, the gussets and everything in the front end. Plus, another thing I thought that was super slick is I was a little confused when we initially got this fair lead with the winch. I'm like, man, you're supposed to run a synthetic fair lead, which is just basically a roundhouse. But this material actually, guys, is not a traditional material. This is like not like an aluminum that'll get messed up. This is, I forgot, it's like some sort of UPDM material or some sort of high density poly material. And they actually recommend using this over a standard non-wheeled fair lead, because they say that using this cable with the winch will actually make this last longer for the cable. So that's a pretty slick setup that they did this. And you can kind of see, this is just a really well engineered, and it's kind of heavy duty if you really look at it for what it is. You got the springs, it's fully adjustable. You don't have to run the hydraulic ram. I just like it because once you're in the Can Am, man, these things you're in, they're not easy to get in and out of. And it's just kind of nice that we can hit a button just like this. We can go out, go up, boom, drop it down. We are all set. How cool is that? All right, so the other thing I want to show you guys is we're going to install a poly glass on our other side-by-side at our hunting property, and I want to show you why you would go glass versus a poly windshield. There are great reasons for both, and I want to show you. Is glass great? Scratch resistance. This is an awesome setup when you have a windshield wiper and a windshield washer. You're not going to scratch the glass as easy. The downside to glass, if we're off-roading in some environment where sticks and branches and something can hit this, it can crack the glass. For this machine, I think for our needs, glass is a better option, especially if we ever plan to street legalize this. You're gonna need a DOT approved glass. So first thing we gotta do is remove the old windshield, and then we'll get the new one in. But just look at this. I mean, you can't, like some of these areas, like over here, you can't even see through here. This thing is shot. But made it 12 years. And we don't want to run glass on a vehicle like this because this thing gets abused. Lots of tree branches and stuff, so it's okay if it gets scratched up. We just don't want it to get shattered. All right, so we just finished up the window install. Super easy. Actually, it was harder pulling off the original window than putting on the new one. And what I like about the new one is this will be really easy if you wanted to take it off. These straps are really easy to take on and off. I like that this has this reinforcement across the top to keep it extra stiff. But optical clarity looks super solid. Huge upgrade. We made the original one last 12 years. But it was in terrible shape. You can just see, I mean, you could barely even see the wheel behind that thing. But for the money, I think this is kind of a no-brainer. So if you guys are interested, we'll have a link for this windshield down below. And we do have a discount code with these guys, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, like I said, I think for the money, we're going to give it a go. It seems to be pretty solid. One thing I didn't like about that original one was see how it was a two-piece design. You do lose a little bit of vision in there, where this is seamed from the factory, so you don't lose that clarity in that area. So I think it's a pretty decent upgrade for the money. It's a lot cheaper than the OEM option, and it looks pretty quality. And the optical clarity, it's hard to even believe there's a window there. You can see perfectly through this. This is a pretty nice windshield. I like how it goes up along the top, kind of has that curve. So if it is raining, you have good clearance. Plus it fits along nicely on the bottom. Okay, so now I want to kind of show you guys what the front end looks like in the overhang without the winch mount in place. You can kind of see it tucks up in there nicely. You kind of got the bottom part of the fascia. We've got our flag mount there. But look at this approach angle, okay? And then now you'll see once the winch is installed. All right, let's start looking at the installation now of removing the window. And you can see this is the original window. We got the bottom cover off in the vent area, and you can kind of just see the shape of it. It's a nice windshield, actually. I think for the money, it's hard to beat. But this Starknight one is a much more premium option. If I would have known this was out, I would have rather done that in the future. And then while we're doing the windshield, we're going to start tearing the front end apart to get into where we need to install the front winch mount. And there's just going to be a lot of things. And this is where if you can plan out a project, you can try to remove redundant parts at the same time. It just makes life easier where you can not have to remove things twice to do it at different times. So we're trying to strategically remove the windshield, run the wiring, run the winch, run everything at the same time. Okay, the easy way to do this and the proper way to do this is remove the whole front end. Then you have access to all the wiring, the channeling, the gussets to get into the front end. And then you can kind of see this is the after product. Look how slick this setup is. If I didn't tell you, you would not be able to tell that there's a winch mount down below. And this is compared to another mount setup we've got. We're kind of comparing side by side, but you don't really lose any of the approach angle. We do have to come up with a different area where we're going to put our flag mount because we lost that little roll ball that is up front for the flag. But the beefiness of this front gusset in the area to support this winch is really solid. The installation is not terrible. Thankfully, I had my good friend George help me. This is his Can Am next to us, and he's really good at these. He's kind of like a master technician, and he wired the switch on the side there so we can do our winch on the side there. We were trying to figure out where do we want to put the side-to-side actuator for the Plow, and we were back and forth. Do we put it on the dash? Do we not? We ended up going against that idea because we thought the handheld option might be easier when you're doing snow plowing. You just have one rocker in your hand like a standard snow plow truck. But here's the other big thing. This distance in this glass is like 21.5 inches. One of the things we've noticed with the Can Ams is that the other windshield is like 19.5 inches. And if you look at this distance right up here versus that right there, look at how much further down this one comes versus this one. If you're tall like myself, you will find that extra 2 inches of glass that goes up when you're climbing stuff makes it a lot easier, and you got a better viewing angle. Plus, the other cool thing is this does have 2 windshield wipers that go down, and you can see it uses a good utilization, the blade all the way across. So if you had one blade, if you actually had one blade break, your redundancy, this is what I love about this. This one wiper will do the whole thing, or you can use both. And then this is just driver only. So I see value in both of these. This is almost like a little bit of redundancy, but what's cool is you do have both handles. It's easier just to kind of control this from this side. Plus, we also notice how rigid this is. This is a really much more beefy setup. It's solid, and it's got these really nice plates that hold it in. Seals that kind of go along the sides. Just a really nice setup, honestly. Challenge is definitely down in here. This is the hardest part to getting this all installed. And check that out, guys. Laminated DOT. So very nice. This is a nice setup. We'll have to report back to let you guys know how it works, but hardware looks pretty decent. Overall, not a bad setup. If you guys are interested, I will put all the information down below for this windshield so you can kind of compare some different options out here. But I think overall, this is gonna be a pretty nice setup. We liked the one like this before, but this gives a lot bigger viewing angle. So, and I like the vents on the bottom are gonna be kind of a game changer in the summer, being able to open and close these. So I'll tell you what impresses me, guys, about this KFI Plow setup. Once you get past the quality of the actual Plow, the packaging should tell you a lot about this company. That is a very heavy blade setup, and how they package and put stuff in place to ensure stuff doesn't rattle around. I look at the protection they put on these bars. I don't know, man, I'm just kind of impressed right now with the quality of this setup. And this is why I wanted to run it on our second side-by-side. We're happy with it on our Defender, and it held up for 3 years, never had an issue. Why not go with this stuff again? Made in America quality, and it shows when you just see how the stuff is packaged and it's this heavy. So I'm excited to kind of show you guys this KFI Plow on a performance long travel side-by-side. Most people would say, dude, this thing ain't gonna push snow, it's not gonna work good. I'm gonna prove those people wrong. And what I love about this is I've got a awesome long travel side-by-side for the summertime, and then I've got the utility in the wintertime, especially once we enclose this cab. It won't be as good as a Defender or as a Ranger or as a Ridge or some of those other specific utility machines, but it'll be good enough for what I'm doing, and it'll be a fun machine in the snow as well. So hey guys, I hope you enjoy these videos. If you're interested in any of these products, I'm gonna put a link down below of the KFI Plow setup with the Tiger Tail, the Starknight windshield, the rock blocks, just some of these products to make your wintertime and off-road use a little bit better. Thanks for watching.